So after a break of Ramadan, inshallah, we're going to resume our wudu sessions. We have done all of the acts of the wudu except this last one. We have not talked about exception cases. We've only talked about the normal cases. We haven't talked too much about exception cases. We will do that inshallah afterward. But today the last act that Sheikh Ibn Balban in Akhsar al-Mukhtasarat he speaks about, which is وَالسُنَّ بَعْدَ فَرَاغِهِ, and it is a sunnah that after you end the wudu, رَفْعُ بَصْرِهِ إِلَى السَّمَاء, that you raise your eyes to the sky, وَقَوْلُ مَا وَرَدْ, and you say what is narrated, essentially. Wallahu a'lam, and Allah knows best. These are his words. Okay? Allah knows best, meaning he's unsure. He believes it's a sunnah, but he's unsure if that is exactly the case. Okay? So scholars usually say Wallahu a'lam when they're not exactly sure. Right? And then they mention an opinion and they say Allah knows best. Have you ever seen people say something and they raise their eyes to the sky, or they raise a finger to the sky like that? Exactly. So where does this come from? What are you supposed to say? So there's a hadith in multiple wordings and multiple places in different books. The gist of this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man tawadda'a," whoever makes wudu, fa ahsan al-wudu'a, and he makes the best wudu possible. And we will talk about that inshallah next time, in our next session. What is the best wudu, inshallah. Then in some narrations it's added, ثُمَّ رَفَعَ نَظَرُهُ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ, and then he raises his eyes to the sky. After the wudu, and then he raises his eyes to the sky, ثُمَّ قَالَ, and he says, أَشْهَدُ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship other than Allah, وَحْدَهُ لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ, He's one and only, he has no partner, وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ, and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is his servant and messenger. Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin, O Allah, make me from those who make tawbah, وَجَعَلْنِي مِنَ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ, and make me those who like to cleanse themselves, purify themselves. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you say this, which is again, just repeat very quickly, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم اجعلني من التوابين واجعلني من المتطهرين. Whoever says this, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, فتحت له ثمانية أبواب الجنة. 8 doors of Jannah are opened for him. يدخل من أيها شاء. He can enter from whichever one of those doors he likes. This is narrated in many places. In some places it's made weak. In some scholars, some modern scholars, they make the raising the eyes to the sky part weak. The one you see in the parentheses, that part weak. What is the spirit behind the dhikr? If we can surmise, we don't know obviously, but if you pay attention, what did you just do in wudu? What did you do? You cleansed yourself on the outside with water, so your exterior is clean. And before the wudu, you were supposed to clear the najasa too, right? When you went to the bathroom, clean yourself, so you're clean on the outside. And then you're making a niyyah on the inside. Then what else do you need to purify? So your removal of physical purity and najasa, we did this already. Then we are now outside, we're clean, but we're also ritually clean for ibadah. Now we are tahir for ibadah, so we're ritually clean. Then on top of that, now you're saying this, Ashhadu an la ilaha, I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship other than Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and messenger. What did you just affirm? Now you're purifying your aqidah. You're purifying your belief system. You're renewing it. You're renewing your creed. And then what are you saying? Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin Oh Allah, make me those who make tawbah. So now you're purifying your heart too. Because you're saying, because why would you say, oh Allah, make me from those who make tawbah? Why would you say that? If tawbah is on your mind, what is tawbah? Turning back to Allah. Being sincere, that you recognize your faults, that I was away from Allah, and now I'm going to turn back to Allah. Tawbah is a whole big topic we're not going to talk about. We understand though. Tawbah means what? So why would you say that? Because it's on your mind. If it's on your mind, you've already turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in tawbah. وَاجْعَلْنِي مِنَ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ, and make me those who continue to purify themselves externally as well as internally. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it beautiful? SubhanAllah. So beautiful. Okay. Raising the head part, we've already talked about that. Now, Imam al-Ghazali takes it, as usual, a step further, right? Imam al-Ghazali, we have been doing his Adhkar for a while. So it's very simple, it's very similar, but the spirit behind it, now that we understand the meaning, and Allah knows best, this is just from me. This meaning was just from me. So if you look at Imam al-Ghazali's, rahimahullah's al-dhikr that he recommends after the wudu, you'll see where it's coming from. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Same thing. Then he says, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. He's praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا إله إلا أنت. There is no God other than you. عملت سوءا. I have done evil things, O Allah. وظلمت نفسي. And I have wronged myself. أستغفرك. I seek your refuge, O Allah. Allahumma wa atubu ilayk. And I do tawbah to you. فاغفر لي. Then forgive me. وتب علي. Just like I turn to you, oh Allah, turn to me. إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. Because you are the one who is always turning to those who turn to you, and you are the most merciful. Then he says, Allahumma ja'alni min al-tawabin, waj'alni min al-mutatahhirin. And then he adds, waj'alni min ibadika as-salihin. And make me from your servant, the salihin servants, those who want to correct themselves and correct situations. Don't let the wrongs be wrong. Make them right. وَاجْعَلْنِي عَبْدًا صَبُورًا. Oh Allah, make me a patient servant of yours. شَكُورًا. And make me a grateful servant of yours. وَاجْعَلْنِي أَذْكُرُكَ كَثِيرًا. And enable me so I can do a lot of your dhikr, O Allah. وَأُسَبِّحُكَ بُكْرَةً وَأَصِيلًا. That I do your tasbih, meaning I not only do tasbih on my lips, but I do extra nawafil. We'll talk about that inshallah this Friday. Bukratan wa asila. Morning and evening. Allahumma ja'alna minhum. Oh Allah makes. Isn't this beautiful? So beautiful. So beautiful, right? Now, anyone who says, oh, this is not sunnah to say this. Well, is there anything wrong in the dhikr? You should be doing dhikr anyway. So it's beautiful. That's why I'm bringing to you the Ghazalian Adhkar. Right. Now for the interesting part. There are narrations, it's a weak narration, okay, that you should recite Suratul Qadr after the wudu. So it's a weak narration. It's found in the book, in the hadith book by Ad-Daylami. Generally speaking, that book has a lot of very weak and mawdu, fabricated hadith, in generally speaking. And if we go through that book, you'd know what I'm talking about. Maybe one day we can do that as part of our advanced course, inshallah. Okay? And the same hadith is mentioned in the famous book Kanzul Ummal. Have you heard of that book? Yeah? The treasures of the doers of good, essentially. Kanzul Ummal. Which he quotes it from Ad-Daylami. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam allegedly said, likely he didn't say this, Man qara'a fi ithri wudu'ihi, whoever says this at the end of his wudu, inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr, meaning you recite the whole surah, marratan wahida, one time, kana min as-siddiqin, they are from those who are the affirmers of the day of judgment and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa man qara'aha marratain, whoever recites it twice, Suratul Qadr, كان في ديوان الشهداء. He will be written in the registry of the martyrs, right? ومن قرأه ثلاثا, and whoever recites it 3 times, حشره الله محشر الأنبياء, he will be raised among the prophets on the day of judgment. Okay, a little bit of exaggeration, you can see that in there, right? It's a hint. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying it's a hint. It's likely not authentic hadith. Okay, all right. Ibn Hajar makes it weak. Dailami, like I told you, is weak narration. So here's the interesting topic. How do we deal with weak ahadith?